And holy moly, we find ourselves in an amazingly epic Game 4 in this Best of 5 series between EmpireKas and TLO. This is, of course, for the ZOTAC Cup European Edition, 100 euros on the line. And in the lower right corner of Belshir Vestige, it's the Blue Terran, player for Empire. It is Kas.
And his opponent spawning in the red in the upper left-hand corner from the team of Liquid, it is TLO, the little one.
Yeah, so I mean, TLO, we've all day been praising this guy, but I want to comment, forget last game, because that was kind of, I don't know, a really risky build out of TLO in general. Kas, despite losing the first two games, still played magnificently, I feel. Like, I don't think there was a point where I was just like, Kas, you know, you noob, what are you doing? Get it together. No, TLO has just been one step ahead of the game the entire day. Every player he's faced. And Kas is finding himself in that same situation where he's not playing poorly, but he really needs to step up his game if he wants to win this from TLO.
I completely agree. And after being able to hold that early aggression in the last game, I think Kas may have shaken off the kind of what he was feeling from the first and second game there, where it just seemed like TLO could build anything that he wanted to and win with it. Because it definitely seemed that way. His composition was everything. And the mech builds that Kas was showing us were not working. And Kas, honestly, I've never really known him to be a mech player. So
no, absolutely not.
Like,
I think that was a big part. It was very heavily showcased when he didn't have Vikings out to match the, well, basically Broodlord and Mutalist swarms.
Agreed. And it would, I think, behoove him to go with one of his strengths, which would be the bio builds. And yeah, it looks like he's going to go with maybe one Rax expand. No, SCV coming back home. Okay. LiquidTLO's Overlord has arrived to scout that out, and he's taken his expansion. Reaper's going to head on out, not be scouted. Won't really be a big surprise, though, for TLO. TVZ.
Well, I mean, if you can hold off Reapers behind from a 6-pool build, you can definitely do it when you're ahead with a fast expand.
This is true. And the Magic 4 Zerglings are on the way, but then another 2 were added in. The Reaper does actually start out with a Zergling kill, so that's pretty good for him. A little bit of micro right now. Honestly, for players at this level, though, this harassment at the beginning of the game is more like just something to do. Oh, nice save there into the Spore Crawler, which is even a better choice than the Spine Crawler or an Extractor, as the Salvage or the Cancel returns more minerals.
Well, Kas, I gotta say, he likes to go with these Hellion openings, and it's not bad to do so, but I'm a little sad to see that he hasn't been able to do much with them for the entirety of this series.
Yeah, and Roachwarren is on the way now for TLO. Oh,
and he lets himself
Kas
get
gets
surrounded
by drones.
What is happening, Ord? My brain can't comprehend this. Kas is not a type of player to let Miss Micro like that happen, but I guess maybe looking away for a second to build the CC, get his rally point set up, and what have you, really cost him a Reaper there.
Yeah, we've actually seen TLO be able to do that a couple of times, and I don't know, like, if it's just his timing is amazing for when he decides to pull those drones in, or if it's just his day. But he's been having a good one. 5 roaches are on the way right now. Would expect a couple more, probably, or are they just going to be defensive roaches while he sets up a third?
I think he's looking to go out and do some damage. I mean, that's TLO today. If he...
Right.
TLO and aggression seem to be synonymous, Ord.
Definitely. He's an extremely aggressive Zerg, and he just sends wave after wave, and we've seen him expanding really aggressively too. In this game, not so much. He does have, all the way forward, an Overlord that's going to just take some aggression from a Widowmine, and a Marine is going to wander around and eventually clean it up, maybe, but it's going to get that poor Marine completely out of position for the Roaches. But there's another Widowmine and a bunker down.
But that's it. The Widowmines are now all on cooldown. The Roach is going to come in unopposed pretty much, and yeah, we see Kas forced to evacuate. Not a bad choice either, as he does not want to lose a single unit to this.
I like the patience there out of Cass, who says, okay, I just won't mind right now. I need these SCVs to keep me going. TLO also very intelligently taking his third base as he's attacking. Day 9 taught us all.
Well, I like this though. TLO's scrappily. I mean, he's gonna get cleaned up. There was no question about it, especially with the Marauder on the field. But takes a couple SCVs with him. Yeah, total of 4 dead at this point. Not too shabby.
I mean, 5 roaches, 4 SCVs, but also the lost mining time and the ability to take an expansion kind of does end up being a wash. Stim is about to finish up, and TLO is also droning behind this, but he's going to go ahead and produce a couple of Zerglings, get his Baneling nest out there. Speed is going to finish up pretty soon, so he's going to be safe and sound, and this Widowmine coming to the third base is also one of the Heart of the Swarm staples from Terran, it would seem, as it really forces your opponent to be honest about taking that base. The Spore Crawler is going down, but
I like they chose to evacuate it. If he had left it burrowed there kind of idly, he would have lost it for sure. Meanwhile, while he still loses it, he would have had a chance to keep it alive. Meanwhile, Hellion going to come up and try and poke around a little bit more, but there's not a whole lot it can do here with this amount of speedlings right nearby.
I also really like this position for the macro hatchery, actually, as the Hellion, could get one more shot on those drones.
Yeah,
it's cleaned up.
Take it out. Meanwhile, looking back at home, though, Cass does not have great defense setup, I have to say. If TLO were the one to be doing something like a Baneling wall, okay, you know what, I take this back. He's got a lot of Zerglings flooding across the field, trying to get this wall up in time.
26 Zerglings, all of a sudden 5-6 Banelings being morphed in.
What's with you?
Make that mistake. I do.
Transformed and ruled out.
Yes.
Well, TLO, I don't think is going to have any trouble breaking this wall. I mean, even if the Widowmine connects with a couple of these Banelings, the Overlord's actually going to soak some of these hits, I believe. Yep, there it is.
And it does. One of the Overlords just disappears. The second one disappears. But now there's the opportunity for these Banelings to come in here without speed. They open a hole. They're coming in farther and farther.
Flooding
They're on top of the Marines. The SCVs actually do surround the bunker, which is a great choice because it allows the repair to go down. Zerglings doing tons of damage regardless.
This poor bunker trying to stand SCV spam, repairing the heck out of it, but Cass is just barely holding on by a thread as we have more reinforcements from TLO flooding across the map. Zerglings coming in, resources lost is piling up for both players, but the bunker finally goes down, and this command center will be forced to lift. Losing these extra depots, the refineries, is really going to hurt.
And that's arriving at such a rough time for Cass, who is getting all of these extensions onto his other buildings. He was laying down a lot of reactors, a lot of, well, just one tech lab really on that racks, but just was not producing any more units at the moment that attack came in, and TLO still flooding in with these Zerglings and droning behind it at the same time it gets his lair.
The swarm cometh, as it were said. I mean, Cass is effectively on one base now while TLO is taking 4. This is not... I mean, you know what? People can complain about Zerg being in a bad situation, oh, ZVT, Widowmines, etc., but TLO is the poster child for saying, shut up, learn to play, and you can do anything you want.
He's not going against a slouch. EmpireKas, so good. And he's sticking in this game because he feels he's got a shot. He's not just sticking around to be rude. He feels he's got a shot at this, and I think he does too.
Well, if there's someone who can bring it back from a dire situation like this, it's absolutely Cass. But I mean, look at the harvester count right now, Ord. The mule's helping bridge that gap, but 74 workers, 4 base to 30. I mean, it's not a situation you ever want to find yourself in. Not willingly, at least.
And Cass has a dropship out there and moving around. A second one actually also coming up in the same direction. He couldn't find a soft spot to land, so actually loads up the Marine and gets out of there without losing anything. But he's going to probably switch sides of the map here, try a different location. He's actually tempting a lot of the Zerglings out of position so this other drop can become effective.
I feel like if TLO just went for the natural right now, that'd be it. Like, just gut it and game over, because... this contingency in the middle of the map is nice and it's a bit of a threat, but who cares if TL loses his 4th if Cass doesn't have a natural?
This is true. Stim does go down. Baneling's coming in.
It's going to connect to so many things.
Wow, Baneling's not actually being very effective at all, but Zergling's coming in from behind. Oh! Baneling's detonating incorrectly.
No, I think it's correctly. They're trying to clean up the Widow Mines. It's the goal of them. But
Well,
couple
5 of them
Marines.
for 1.
Ugh, and this is the thing. Cass has almost no upgrades. He's 1-1. And while TLO's not exactly skyrocketing ahead with 3-0, he's having such a hard time dealing with these Zergling numbers.
Yeah, but at the same time, Cass is trying to continue to split up his opponent's forces. He's got these 2 medevacs that he's now boosting into the main. There are Zerglings and Banelings already there, though. And they swarm right on top of these drops. Cass picks them up, drops them one at a time here to try and trade efficiently with the... Oh, Banelings, but doesn't actually achieve that.
Pathogenic Lands coming out of TLO next, and I like this. He's going to be using these Infestors to lock down the Marines on top of just wherever they are so the Banelings can connect. Widow Mines aside, if your units are holding still and Banelings connect you, you're going to lose everything.
Nobody sees this Widow Mine.
Ooh!
Oh!
Nice. 33 kills on that Widow Mine. Unfortunately, does go down, but man, that thing had a lot of kills attached to it. And TLO actually, surprisingly enough, behind on resources, but way ahead on economy, so who the heck cares? Because again, Cass doesn't have his 3rd base.
Cass is doing something really important. He's getting that +3 attack on the way. He's also going in with all of everything he's got, essentially. All of his attacking units are more or less in this attack right now. The few others were preparing that 3rd base for him to go into. Zerglings swarm in on top of these Marines, but there's enough medevacs here to keep them healed up against the Zerglings. Trades very efficiently there.
Yeah, and I'm a little... It's kind of like, what do you even do in this situation? I mean, Cass did the right moves of poking in and trying to cause some harass, but he's not picking off anything. He's just killing Zerglings, which TLO is more than happy to reproduce.
Very true.
And
the static
Ultra
defense...
Cavern. That's going to be the end of the game, man.
Well, at the same time, we have this drop coming up to the north from Cass. The Spore Crawler is repositioned now and able to do a lot of damage at the same time the Banelings do. Again, there's the drop. Play the aggression at the lower right, but there's Zerglings and Spine Crawlers in the way there. And Cass just can't find a way to do real damage. He's being annoying. That's true.
It's the Ultra transition, or as soon as these Ultras are out on the field, that's it. Cass doesn't have the upgrades, he doesn't have the Marauders, and more importantly, he doesn't have the income to really deal with them.
Very true. Fungal there, just to get rid of one of the annoying medevacs. And EmpireKas pushing forward in the center there actually has a force that might be able to come in and sandwich, but the Banelings are not going to allow that.
He might have a force that comes in and dies.
Completely just gone.
And the thing is, while Cass is still holding on, what's great about this is TLO just doesn't care. Like, it sounds kind of really caustic to say something like that, but he's taken a 5th base. He's got Ultras coming out. Like, okay, you want to keep up with the Marine harass? I'm just gonna end the game then, whatever. As we see here at the 3rd base, he's hoping to find a lot more, but there's just nothing here. Cass couldn't produce anything to put here. Marine's gonna come in and find some Banelings morphing in as well at the same time.
Oh. Oh, the Zerglings actually find a little bit of a soft spot, managed to get all the way in towards the expansion area there. Banelings and Ultras landing on some Marines.
GG, grats. Cass not even mad with that nice little grats at the end. We'll take €100 home to TLO.
Congrats to him.